Welcome to our very first episode of I Want to Talk podcast. I'm with my friend, Teresa, who's my first guest.
I'm her first guest. My name is Jerisa. Hello. Hello po to everyone na nanonood ng vlog ni Shanti.
Yes, thank you. Teresa, before we start, I want you first to introduce yourself so that people will also know who you are.
Yes. So, I am Jerisa. I'm a nurse here in the UK. I'm friends with Shanti for more than 5 years now. We came here together. Same cohort. Ba't ka tumatawa? Same cohort. So, I'm friends with her for more than 5 years. I introduce myself like that because I believe that our topic will be about
Being an OFW.
OFW. So, before coming here, Shanti was from the Philippines. And for me, I was already working in the UAE for 5 years before coming here. So, I'm an OFW for more than a decade now.
Wow. So, as what Teresa said, we're having this episode actually to help other people who are thinking of moving abroad, especially for Teresa who's been working in UAE for a long time but decided to actually come to UK. So, we're gonna be talking about the pros and cons of her decision and what actually made her decide to come to UK. So,
What made me decide to come to UK?
yes.
Feeling ko, being a nurse in the Philippines, you're really expected to go abroad eventually after gaining your experience in the
Yeah.
Philippines. And I always tell Shanti that my driving force is money. I really love money. That's why I really want to earn a lot.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah. I think most of us
Yes, I
wanted
feel
to
so.
earn money, and
Yeah.
just correct me if I'm wrong, most of our parents wanted us to pursue nursing because they actually want us to go abroad, work, and earn money for ourselves and for our family as well.
Agree. And, agree.
Agree.
Actually, it was a practical choice back then, especially if you don't know yet what you want in life. So it was really a practical choice. But eventually, you learn to like it and you learn to appreciate it. That's my take on being a nurse. Not just in the Philippines, abroad.
But is nursing your choice or is it your parents'
not at all.
choice?
No, I don't know. I don't like nursing. I don't know what I like. No, actually, I want to be an entrepreneur ever since. Pero I know that it would hard to earn money. And for me, since I told you nga, I keep on repeating it. I don't worship money naman, but I love money talaga. So, for me, like practical choice, then practical decision na to go abroad.
Yeah.
To be a nurse and to earn. And yeah.
But why UAE? Kasi most of us Filipinos would always want to go to America because of the American dream. And I think I have a lot of people that I know who's in America working really well. And I think that's also one of the reason why most Filipinos want to go to America because they know that nurses earn a lot of money. Pero bakit UAE?
You know what? Good question. Kasi, my original goal was to be here na directly sa UK or Australia. Those were my two choices initially. Merong may detour lang because that time, a family friend of ours visited our home back in the Philippines. So, she was like, oh, you're a nurse, something like that. So, you're a nurse. Maybe you want to try UAE. You can just check it out, go there as a tourist, and then check if you want the vibe and all, and then you can start applying. So, they're really very kind people. And I was like, okay, the opportunity is there. Because when I was thinking back then, if I will pursue UK or Australia, it will take a long time for me to come here. And I'm the type of person who is not that patient enough. So, I feel like it was a good opportunity for me when they came here. And it felt like everything is like going smoothly that time. So, I took the exam. Everything was going smoothly. I went to the UAE. And then I applied. I got in. So, it was a smooth thing. It was light to take in. So, I feel like I was meant to be there. So that's why I ended up in the UAE.
But because a lot of Filipinos, I had this one experience when my family actually told me, do not go to UAE or to Middle East because of this. They keep thinking that something might go wrong or something bad might happen to you. But how is actually life in UAE and working in UAE?
Actually, because UAE is an open country. Actually, it's a very, very safe country. My whole stay there is very pleasant. There are ups and downs, definitely. Pero for me, UAE I don't want to say that it's just a stepping stone, but somehow it is pala. If if your thinking is to be in like a first world country. But for me, UAE is a very nice country to start with. You'll learn a lot of things. It's very, very safe. It's very opposite on what people think. Kasi they think that it's very dangerous. In terms of, I'm not sure, what are they thinking before? Like, a lot of things are restricted.
Yes.
Like, small mistake, you're gonna be jailed, you're gonna be like palo-palo in the jail. It's not true naman. Kasi it's a very, very safe place. As long as you won't stay super late at night. So, for me, it has been a very safe place. No stealing, and everyone respect each other naman there.
Which is actually good, and it's also good that you cleared that up, because I'm pretty sure some of our viewers as well, not just nurses, who are also thinking of working in UAE, they're having like an outlook with what you just said, that it's really safe. As long as you follow the rules, you're okay. People are also friendly, I'm guessing.
Very friendly, very funny. But the thing is, maybe because they are like very pampered people, you tend to follow them. They have their own rules. They will not follow you. You will be the one to adjust to them, which is very understandable. Because if you go to other countries, like for example, you need to respect their culture and you need to adjust. As long as you know how to accept, how to respect their culture, their mind, their thinking, you'll be fine. They are very nice and funny people. It's just that they won't adjust for you. You'll be the one to adjust for them. Yes.
Yeah. But when it comes to your workmates,
workmates.
Are they more of like Filipino, or because here in UK we're actually working with different kinds of culture, with different kinds of people? Is it also same in
The
UAE?
same, almost Indians and Filipinos. I think for nurses, it's mostly Indians and Filipinos.
Yes.
And do I have other nationalities back then? Europeans, very rare, but it's mostly Indians and Filipinos. So it's the adjustment with workmates. It's not that hard because it's like you're working in the Philippines, but in a very high. I mean, what do you call it? Yung high-tech setup.
Yes. Paano naman yung yung work? Like, how many days do you work when you were in UAE? And like, ang hours din?
I think for me, that's the downside. How many hours do we work sa Philippines?
Usually 8 hours.
Yes,
I think
5
with
days.
some
40,
5 days.
40.
If you're working for 8 hours, you work for 5 days. And if you're working for 12 hours, I'm guessing it's around 3 or 4 days, depending sa hospital.
Okay, pero for 40 hours a week, no, sa Philippines. I think so.
I think so.
Ayan ang medyo downside in the UAE. Because if you're not working in the government, I think they do work 37 to 40 hours, if I'm not mistaken. Pero if you're working in a private hospital or facility, it would be 48 hours, 47 hours. It's like 6 days. 6 days, was it 8 hours? 8 times 6. 48 times 6. Parang ganun. Parang kasi nag-work ka ng 8 hours for 6 days sa UAE. I was just so lucky. Yung second facility ko, it was like 5 hours, pero medyo long, 5 days, pero medyo longer hours. Pero 48 hours. That's the downside in the UAE.
Pero, gano'ng kabigat yung trabaho nila?
It's also heavy.
Nung nandun ka sa UAE, gano'ng kabigat? Kasi iba yung bigat dito.
Yes. Sobrang iba. Incomparable siya. Actually, because I've worked in 2 facilities in the UAE. First was like a medical surgical. It was a tertiary hospital. Tertiary nga. Basta hospital siya. Pero new hospital siya. Newly open hospital. So, still a lot of adjustments nung nag-start ako doon. Pero ang ratio was 2 nurses caring for, is it like 13 patients? Yeah, so if I remember it correctly. But the workload is very simple lang sila dun eh. I didn't feel naman na I was burdened too much because my focus there as a nurse was how to take care of them, like medically, like giving medications, preparing for surgery, something like that, medical, surgical, and then more on treatment.
Okay.
It's like pre and post operative cases, and then if medical, more on diabetes, blah blah blah. More on your focus is sa treatment.
Sa treatment. Kasi dito sa UK, di ba? Iba pa yung nursing dito.
So, I think it's a word. Later.
Yeah, so talk about that
yeah.
later. So, you can actually tell everyone kung ano yung differences
Yes.
when you were a nurse in UAE and dito din sa UK.
Additional lang din. Kasi I also work in a diabetes center. That naman is very different setup din. Outpatient department. I could, siguro sa isang list, if I remember it correctly, mga 15 patients, morning and afternoon na yon, and then magbigay lang ng, more on health teaching siya. It's not super duper heavy, but it's not light as well. So, yeah. So, ganun sa UAE. May times na if understaff or may hindi pumasok, it will really get very heavy. Pero, not that much compared to here.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that later so that Jerisa could expand between the difference working in UAE and here in UK as a nurse. So now that after living and working in UAE, because it seems that you also really enjoyed staying in UAE and living there as well, when did the opportunity come for you to actually say, I think I'm ready for UK, I'm ready to apply, and I think I'm really meant for UK?
For me, because I have a best friend.
Yes.
Yeah, she always, our communication was constant. Up to now naman pala, is constant. So, she was always encouraging me to come here. Because the original plan naman is for us to really come here, na parang direct na, na detour lang ako ng konti. So, after working 5 years in the UAE, I felt like I've done everything na and experienced everything that I needed to experience while I was there.
Yes, yes.
So, it's a fun experience. It's a learning experience. It's a very pleasant and meaningful experience. But there will come a time na you're gonna feel like it's stagnant na. Because in the UAE, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. So, you felt like, I think I've done everything that I can do in UAE.
Yes.
And I need growth.
Yes.
Yun yung parang driving force.
Change of environment, change of, growth,
and
growth.
I think as a person, we also do need that growth because
Surely,
it gives you driving force, yung passion mo din, di ba? I'm guessing
yes,
Aside
of
from
course.
your friend as well na nandito and yung original plan mo talaga is coming to
here,
UAE. Kasi kahit even though you're in UAE, you could have thought, I think I want to go to America because our plans changes.
Yeah. Actually, America, I have nothing against America, but kasi I'm after life balance.
Yeah.
So, I always hear that UK offers that kind of work-life balance. And never kasi naging appealing sa akin ng America. I don't know why. I haven't been there, but I want to be there as like visit lang, tourist, but I don't see myself going there and I don't know really why. Pero since nandito na ako sa UK, I appreciate UK kasi. So, I feel like America is out of the picture. But I don't wanna put an end to it naman. Pero,
but do you feel like the reason that's why you really wanted to come to UK because that was really your original plan and you also have your best friend here living in UK and telling you how life in UK is?
I think that time, it's more on really, I wanted growth, I wanted change of environment, I wanted to try something new, and I like the good feedback, like work-life balance talaga, is parang, ayun talaga yung nagpa feel sa akin na I really like to try it. It's worth trying.
Yes.
It's worth risking.
Yeah.
Because just to add up sa life in the UAE, you won't be able to earn anything. You won't be able to own anything there. You won't be a citizen. You won't.
Can you actually explain to people why you cannot own anything? You cannot be a citizen because other countries, like if you go to America, you come here at UK, you can actually buy a house, and you can also be a British or an American citizen. But why is it different in UAE?
It's different in UAE because their rules. It's their rules. Like if you're a local, you can have the opportunity or the benefits of everything. But if not, it's more on working only talaga in the UAE. Because we're not allowed nga, even though you spend there how many years, you won't be able, they don't offer citizenship.
Yeah.
They don't offer mortgages. yeah, it's just more on working lang talaga and saving. That's
Yeah.
life in the UAE. So enjoy it while you can, because you will really feel later on na you need something na parang you could invest on then for to be yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's a really good point because that's something that other people should also think about. Like,
Yes.
if you're also planning, like, I want to go abroad because I want to live there and become a citizen, I think that's something that you should think if UA is really for you when that is your plan in life, isn't it?
Yeah. So if you, so UAE there's no permanence, but it's a nice place to start off. Yes.
So, based on what you're saying, I think you're also recommending that if you actually want to start your
Yes.
career, can you say even for other people, not just for nurses, that you could always go to UAE?
I think I couldn't speak on behalf of other professions kasi it's mostly nurses talaga. Nursing talaga ang naging pathway ko. Pero yeah, anong tawag sa parang mga clerk yung sa reception, mga sa restaurant, there are a lot of Filipinos that they're happy naman. I met a lot of Filipinos there naman na parang they're okay with their lives even though they're not nurses. I think UAE is like could offer abundant opportunities for a lot of people.
Which is
It's a beautiful
good, yeah.
it's a beautiful country. It's a helpful country, to be honest.
So, that's actually good to know. So for other people as well to know insights more of UAE na that country can actually help you grow,
Yes.
especially if you're starting, and maybe for other people who have been there for a long time and already feel and thinks that UAE is their home.
Yes, it's their home. It's really difficult to live UAE din kasi it's very abundant. I mean, food, it's not very mahal, no tax. So, it's really nice.
Yeah.
It's really nice to live there.
So yung pera mo is
sa akin
sa'yo lang
lang
talaga.
yun.
Yung sweldo mo is
Oo.
sa'yo lang talaga.
Sa akin lang yun.
But
pag pera talaga, intense ang reaction ko pag pera eh.
yung o bakit ba? Pera is kailangan natin ng pera para mabuhay. How can we pay for our needs?
I love
For our
money.
wants. Money is important in life.
Okay, maganda kasi walang tax.
Oo. So, now that, let's go back again to UK. So, while you're in UAE, what are actually the things that you did in order for you to come and work in UK? Ano mo yung mga kailangan?
Ikaw din, may input ka dito.
May input ako for Philippines. Kasi ikaw from UAE. I don't
From
know
the UAE,
is it the same thing?
almost the same thing. So you apply in an agency, then this agency will look for a job for you in the UK. And then when the job opens up, parang mag-shortlist yan. As far, di ba? Parang,
Did you also go for
interview, someone will come from here, from the UK.
Oh, so someone really came from UK to interview you?
Yes.
Kasi sa amin,
Online
in the
kayo?
Online lang kami.
Sorry,
Saan
binisita ang Dubai. Abu Dhabi po ako, pero sa Dubai ako nag-interview.
Okay.
If I remember correctly. Yeah, so someone from the UK came to Dubai to have us interviewed. And then there, they will, if you pass or not. And then if, fortunately, I passed the interview, and then the next steps follow. I was...
Hindi agency namin, pero parang, I think they're nakalimutan ko Hindi, iba yung akin.
Baka iba yung name. Pero isa yung contact person natin.
Isang contact person.
Ba't magkaiba yung... Ay, kaguluhan pa kami.
Huwag mo na akong tanongin kasi 5 years ago. 5 years na yun.
At kami sa utak ko, di ba?
Sorry naman, hindi ba ganun kaganda yung memory ko?
So, anyways, how name ng agency ko? Actually, it was not a smooth one.
Oh,
no,
really?
even yours, di ba? There was a point wherein they like disappeared. Like, you're already on 3/4 of your application, then suddenly people disappeared. If you remember
no
correctly,
communication. Yung sa akin, iba yung sa akin.
alam mo, hindi ako naniniwala kasi kinukwento mo sa akin before.
Hindi, kasi I was actually meant to go to another hospital.
Iba ba sa'yo?
Oo.
So, sino to si Carla? Okay, anyway.
Baka maybe it's Carla. Shout out to
Carla.
Carla. Yung sa akin, I was supposed to go to another hospital. And
Okay.
then, I don't know what happened. Bigla lang silang sabing, we're moving you to another hospital.
So different nga.
Yung problema ko sa kanila, sinasabi natin yung,
Yeah, yun nga yun. No. I think they're not anymore.
They're not
Kasi
anymore.
parang nung batch namin, yun na yung last. Kasi nga, there parang something's going on inside something.
okay. But yeah, I think there's something that you need to do if you're applying for work abroad and you're under an agency. You need to make sure, first and foremost, that the agency is actually legit.
Yes. Actually, naman, it is a legit agency. Are we allowed to tell the agency? Anyways, I think they're legit agency. But
Yeah.
because before our batch, a lot of people, they helped a lot of people na to come here. But it was just not stable enough when it came to our
Your batch.
Yeah, because at the end, 3/4 nga of my application, I remember struggling because I couldn't contact anyone. Like, a lot of my papers were already ready, but I forgot where coming from signature, or I don't know where it went very unstable.
Yeah, so I think please keep in mind that when you're applying, you're under an agency, it doesn't mean that everything will go smoothly.
Yes.
Because someone
Yes.
is processing papers
Yes.
for you.
And it takes time.
Yes,
It takes a lot of time.
It takes time and it takes
Patience. You need to be patient.
And money again. You need money. Money, yeah, you need.
Yes, so dapat talaga clear ang everything when you're applying abroad. Yeah, because important talaga. That's why, important recipe talaga si Money in doing something new.
Something new.
Yes.
Actually,
General.
Ang ganda nun kasi when you said that, minsan sasabihin lang natin, why don't you try this? But it's true. You need
money. Oo.
You need money to finance the things that you want to do in your life.
Yes.
Isn't it? So, first, kailangan mo ng agency or baka may kakilala ka that could recommend you to a hospital. Kaya, pwede pumunta. I think some people do that one.
Yes, pero I'm not really sure how okay yung path na yun. For me, safer pa rin siguro. Coming from experience, through agency. Kasi they will support you eh. Even yung they gave us money to start off with, di ba? Like 1,000 pounds. Yeah. 1,000 ba? Basta yun, parang pinahiram nila kami when we came here just to start off.
Yeah.
Then, ipipay back mo yun.
So, syempre may mga exams tayo.
Ayun pa, before coming here, mga exams.
IELTS, OAT
IELTS.
for an English exam.
Tapos may...
CBT.
Ang galing mo, naalala mo, hindi ko na maalala yung CBT. Pero nag-exam tayo CBT.
Then after nun is, now after doing all those things, pupunta na kayo ng UK.
Yes.
What was your first impression when you arrived?
Oh my God.
Natatawa ka. Feel ko, same yung first impression namin sa'yo.
Actually, hindi ko in-expect. Kasi sabi ko, UK to.
Same! Nandito sa Cyprus. Okay.
Hoy, pero that naman is a bad, it's not a bad thing naman kasi magugulat ka lang na parang before, when you think about UK, sobrang ganda nito, sobrang linis and everything. I'm not saying naman na it's sobrang dumi or anything. Pero medyo expectations, hindi super na-meet. Pero you would learn to love it.
Yes, that's
yes,
true.
living here, you would really learn to love it.
And I think it's because of the movies that we're watching.
Oo, kasi sobrang ganda sa movies.
Ay, yung expectations mo pagdating mo ng UK is here.
Yeah. Medyo hindi naman siya gumanto. Gumano naman.
Somewhere there. It's because of the movies.
Yes. Kasi sobrang ganda. Correct ka din. Sobrang ganda sa movies. Pero beautiful ang UK. I love UK.
True.
Biglang bawi. Ayun nga eh. And the weather, I don't know why, the weather is not the greatest, pero you would learn to love the weather. I mean, you would always say bad things about the weather, pero I can live with the weather here in the UK.
Just good to know.
Yeah. Parang kahit na ma-stress ako, parang tanggap ko na UK weather is like this, bipolar.
Bipolar, true.
Yes.
When
Pero
you
I
go
love it.
out, there's the sun, and then 5 minutes after,
Raining.
And
5
then
minute after,
the sun is out. So you need to bring everything. You need to bring your umbrella, you need to bring your jacket, and take off your jacket to feel warm. So now we're talking about the weather and your first impression of UK. So can you actually tell our audience what are the differences that you have noticed between UAE and UK? So first is culture muna tayo.
culture. As I've said earlier nga, sa UAE, more on, you're the one who's gonna adjust to their culture talaga. And then you don't have any say. You just need to follow. That's the culture in the UAE. And medyo strict siya. Kasi kahit open country siya, is Muslim countries, medyo mas conservative and blah blah blah. They have a lot of rules to follow, and which I respect a lot.
Yeah.
So in general, people there funny, very nice. Pero yun nga, you need to follow them. And dito sa UK naman,
Yes.
sorry, dito sa UK, parang sobrang polite ng mga tao, and then they respect na parang you have your own
Opinion.
freedom and opinion in things.
Yeah.
So I feel valued din talaga. So, yun. So, sobrang ang warm, may warmth yung dito sa same naman UAE and UK, pero feeling ko mas I'm more on I get to know myself better kasi the UK is allowing me to be myself.
Yeah, so
Something like that.
UK is allowing you to express
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
And one thing also that I've learned in UK is that you actually need to know how to speak up.
Yes. Actually, it's teaching us to speak up.
It's true.
Yeah, ayun yung...
So for those people who are new here in UK, who have just started working, you really need to speak up.
Yes.
Because the people, your management wouldn't know what you're thinking, how you feel
Yes.
if you don't know how to speak up.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think as Filipinos, especially me, coming from the Philippines, that's something that you need to actually develop.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's the correct term.
Develop.
To develop, because we're not really
Ay, so-
encouraged to express ourselves, especially if you're talking to someone who's higher up, your boss.
Actually, may question nga. Why are Filipinos raised like parang mahiyain, medyo timid and everything? Bakit nga?
Is it because of our Maria Clara culture? Is it? I think for women it's like that.
Oh,
diba?
maybe nga, no?
And I think it's also the culture of being respectful to
Elderly
the
and
elderly,
everyone.
yes,
Sa bagay,
someone who's
sa
older
bagay.
than you.
O, dito magugulat ka, no? Speaking of elderly and everything, like for example, yung mas higher up sa iyo dito, ay sa Pinas, like, sir, ma'am. Pero dito, hoy, Shanti. First name basis.
First,
which is,
it's true. It's first name basis. And aside from that, even the doctors. You call doctors first name basis. In the
Yeah.
Philippines, there should always be the title. Doctor,
yeah.
attorney. Here,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
call the doctor by their name.
Yeah, like for example, Shanti is a doctor. Shanti, can you clean your cannula thingy?
Yeah, you can. So
Yeah,
you
you
can
can.
ask your doctor to do that, or you can ask your doctor. For example, the name of the doctor is Ben. Ben, can you actually put the cannula because we don't have time to do that one? Or can you take blood?
You know what? I super duper appreciate that in the UK. Because it's, as I've said earlier, it's allowing you to be someone na parang stronger, pero in a polite way.
Polite way.
Yes,
I think
yes.
that's a perfect
I love
way
it.
of saying it in a polite
So love
way.
UK. Kahit na
And
yung expectations is different from
first time coming
first
in.
time. Pero I love UK.
And aside from that, as a nurse, I feel valued. And
Same.
I feel like we're
Same.
equal with the doctors because they always say we are a team.
Yes.
We're not doctors. It doesn't mean that we're higher than you because you're nurses.
Yes, they
but
don't
we
make
see you
us-
as a workmate and we are equal.
I wouldn't forget one time I was really surprised. Like I was still working in the wards this time. Like one doctor approached me, like he was asking me, like, Jerisa, do you think this patient is ready for discharge? Like, why are you asking me? You're the doctor, you need to decide. But
Yes.
for him, he values my opinion because he knows that I'm the one bedside with the patient. Like, it's just amazing that you're given that opportunity to make a good decision making and then to understand what's really going on, to be involved.
Yes.
It makes a lot of difference talaga.
And you feel respected.
Feel valued
Feel
and
valued,
seen.
seen.
Yes.
Because of in the Philippines, some people call us nurses lang kayo, but here it's different. It's very different.
Uy, baka i-bash tayo ng mga Pinoy.
Sorry naman.
Pero we love the experience in the Philippines.
Yes, I've learned a lot in the Philippines.
Yes. Pero may difference din kasi talaga. Now, you would appreciate it na
Yes.
I'm thankful na it's like this here. And I appreciate it. Pero yung experience sa Philippines is something na naging part talaga ng life mo to build, to shape you rin. To be ready for this kind of
journey, your growth, diba? Now, let's talk about the culture, lifestyle. How was the lifestyle when you were in UAE and then coming here in UK?
Lifestyle. Paano ba ang lifestyle ko sa UAE? Ano, dress or anything? May mga restrictions?
Oh, yes, restrictions, or are you more of like, even at 12 midnight, I can just go?
Actually,
without fear?
I was really surprised that shops here in the UK close earlier, way earlier than the UAE. Sarado na lahat dito. Akala ko
5 p.m.
may party life dito compared to the
UAE.
meron naman, mga pub, ganyan. Pero sa UAE, like for example, it's an open country, so you can wear whatever you want.
Okay.
But of course, be respectful na lang din if it's Ramadan. Don't wear shorts na lang.
No.
There, you always need to be conscious.
Of
kasi,
what you wear?
Yes.
Especially if you're a woman?
Yes. Kasi parang, ano pa rin siya, kind of respect pa rin for their culture.
For their
Kasi kahit
culture.
open country sila, they still have a lot of restrictions. Conservative pa rin talaga. Conservative country sila. And which is very, give it to them na. Kasi,
And I think it's good that you've mentioned that one, because I think as foreigners living in a different country, you always need to make sure that you respect and their culture, because that's their culture. You're just living in that country.
yeah, you're the one who needs to adjust din talaga. So, iyon. So, more on, pero pagdating sa mga food and everything, open naman sila. Alam ko bakit. Alam ko okay ang pork sa UAE. Kasi di ba sa Saudi medyo off
I
sila.
think, yeah.
Yun lang, maraming restrictions when it comes to lifestyle. Bawal ang alak. You need to have license to purchase alcohol. Oo.
Who gives you that license? The government?
Actually, I had never had one, so hindi ko alam. Pero alam ko sa bar pwede. Nakainom ako sa bar.
Okay.
Pero, pero hindi siya ganun ka-abundant yung alak sa UK. Pero I'm not a super drinker naman, alam mo naman yan.
Oh, yes.
Nung high school lang ako, nung college. Tapos dito naman sa UK kasi there's no restrictions talaga. You can do whatever you want. That's the main difference.
Should we tell them about shoplifters here?
Oh, my gosh.
I was so shocked when people come to the store, shoplifts, the security doesn't even stop them.
Yes. Super big difference naman yan. Kasi sa UAE, iwan mo anywhere your laptop, kahit sa ibabaw ng sand, anything, leave anything there, no one will take it.
So
That's
really
how,
safe.
it's really safe. I told you earlier, it's really safe. UAE is really safe. Pero dito, you need to watch out. Don't keep your phone out when you're walking and everything. You need to be conscious naman here when it comes to safety, when it comes to robbery and everything.
But when it comes to dressing, you can dress
Whatever. Kuyukot mo, kita mo.
People wouldn't mind. People wouldn't even bat an eye.
Yeah. They won't.
When you are like on the train, diba?
Wala silang pakialam at all.
People don't care what you're doing.
Kasi nga, you can be who you want to be.
Yes.
Wag lang, sana lang, wag lang sobra. Pero, yeah, you can be who you want to be.
Freely express yourself.
Yeah.
Work now, because you've mentioned earlier about how many patients you work, you take care when you were UAE.
Yeah.
How about in UK? And ano ba?
In
Kano
the-
kabigat ang trabaho?
Yes. Alam mo, here in the UK, I was really surprised. It's really heavy when you tried working in the ward. So I really commend people who work in the ward for a long time, because I really respect them.
When you say hard, would you be able to explain
Yes.
what do you mean by hard? Because people say, as a nurse, work is really hard. What do you mean
Yes.
by UK is, if you're working in UK as a nurse, it's much harder?
It
does
is
that
much
mean?
harder kasi in the UAE, your focus nga earlier, I told you, your focus lang sa pagbibigay ng medication, more on the treatment. Here, I was surprised na pati yung social care nila, you need to you need to fix it. You need to call everyone and everything. And another thing is, most of the patients here in the UAE are elderly. So they're not as able. Kasi as I remember it, sa UAE, more of them are able. Nagwa-walk. Okay sila. Okay sila. Physical performance, they're all okay. Ambulatory. But here, you need to do bed baths. And it's quite heavy. And caring for patients who are bigger than you, parang medyo mahirap. Sobrang heavy. And then yung ratio ng patients as well, almost same as sa UAE. Pero yung workload and responsibilities are like triple in here. Especially when we came here, it's COVID.
Yes.
Parang COVID breakout.
Yeah.
Breakthrough. Breakthrough. So,
that was
like
we arrived here
2019,
and
2020, January, February.
COVID, yeah.
My God. Like, a lot of staff were not coming in anymore. No HCA, no healthcare workers to help us. So it's mostly like 2 nurses, like 7 patients, one nurse, 7 patients, but you need to do everything. I remember doing everything talaga, like IV infusions and everything while wearing the PPE, and then you're bathing them alone, inserting catheter alone, and blah, blah, blah. The workload was just too heavy. And then, there's no staff. There was no staff.
I think the ward that you were working before, the turnover of patients were really fast.
It was.
Yeah, so that also added to the workload that you have. Because when you say admission to patients, you don't just admit patient, welcome patients to your ward and that's it.
No.
You need to do a lot of things in order for you to admit the patient.
Yes. And a lot of checking, even the weight.
Yes, the weight.
I think there's a lot of checklists to be done here compared to the UAE. Kasi nga there, I told you, it's just, your focus is just to make them well.
Yeah.
Here,
it's different.
It's really different. Their comfort, even though they're well, you need to make sure that they're okay after the admission.
Yes.
So, it was really difficult.
Even before discharging patients, patients here cannot be discharged if they have nowhere to go.
Yes.
So, some patients stay in the ward for a long time because patients can also choose where they want to go. And if family members say, no, we won't be able to take care of them, or we're not ready for a family member to go home,
the responsibility is still in the hospital. Like, that's how I understood it. That's why
That's also how I understand it.
Yeah.
So, as what you've said, nurses here have a lot more responsibilities.
Just in addition nga din, I remember pa one time, like COVID yun, very well naman siya. He looks fit and buff naman, but I need to transfer him to another ward kasi nga, our ward doesn't offer yung CPAP and everything for the COVID. Then I remember you're already calling the 222, the emergency numbers, the porters and everything to transfer him immediately because he was deteriorating that time and he needs urgent care, airway care. So I remember me and my manager were the one pushing them from one ward. It was really I am put in a situation wherein I feel like my license being jeopardized because I'm already doing something na parang sobrang risky. What if in the middle of our transfer, may mangyari? Kasi dapat ang kasama nila nun is like 222, emergency team. But that time, no one was really there. There were no staff. If you're going to think about it, it's kind of traumatic experience talaga. Na parang akala mo, it has no effect, but it did have. Sorry, napunta na tayo sa COVID. But anyway, just like a slight in COVID here. It was really difficult.
And I think it also can help open up how other people think of you as a nurse while working here in UK.
Yeah.
Especially if you're working in the wards because it's really heavy. Especially
It's
now.
really heavy.
It's still short-staffed.
I don't want to use the word exploited, but I feel like somehow when you're a nurse here, parang it comes natural na lang na somehow you're being exploited. Because you're doing a lot of things. Not just a nurse description.
Yeah. That's why, again, it's really important to speak up.
Yes, that's very important.
You need to really speak up. Tayo pa naman mga Pinoy, we tend to just keep everything on our own. Like,
Ayun
Okay,
pa, diba? Ganyan nga tayong Pinoy. Sana, yeah.
Okay,
Anyway, we're
ito
learning.
na lang,
We're
okay,
learning.
well, I'll just do that, pero next time hindi na. But the next time comes,
Kasi I think it's our nature na parang
It's hard
everything
for-
is okay.
it's okay,
Parang,
and it's hard to say no for us.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not for me, that one. Yeah,
I'm
but
guessing not for you.
Sakto lang.
Sakto
I do
lang.
say no. I do say no. Pero, yeah, it's hard as well.
Yeah. So that's good to know that you were able to actually tell people the differences between
Yes,
working
yung sa
in
work.
UAE and here at UK as a nurse.
But
And
I shared about the wards. But I'm in endoscopy now.
yes, we'll be talking about that maybe in another episode.
Yeah, okay. No, but I'm just telling na if you want to be a nurse here in the UK, make sure that you know what you want, which area you want. If it's in the ward, if it's really like you need to be passionate about it because you will
It can
be
drain you.
Yeah, it can drain you. You will be exposed to things that you're not expecting to do. Parang ganon. So you need to be prepared if you're planning to work in the ward. Better you know na where you want to specialize. If you will ask me for advice, if you're gonna work here as a nurse, better to specialize.
Yes. And just to add as well, there are also a lot of opportunities here for nurses. You're not just hindi ka lang sa ward magtatrabaho.
Yes.
You have a lot of opportunities.
Growth.
And I think that's one thing that we can add to the difference. In UAE, is it the same? Or are nurses expected to just work in the ward or in the clinics?
Parang medyo stagnant din. We don't have a lot of study days in the UAE. Medyo parang, yeah, as I've said earlier again, medyo stagnant. Even yung growth mo as a professional. As a
Professional, yeah.
Yeah, correct. So, medyo stagnant din. It's not as very wide as here.
Here, yes.
Yeah.
So, the management do encourage all nurses to actually grow in their career.
Yes.
You're not just boxed being a ward nurse or
Yes.
working in a clinic. You can be
And
in a managerial
again,
role. You can be like
Yeah.
her. She's a nurse endoscopist now.
I'm a clinical endoscopist.
so she's somewhat like,
If you're gonna, yung parang i-match mo siya sa Philippines, medyo doctor-ish na
yes,
siya.
Dr. Ish. She can do endoscopy now on her own. So
Not pa naman. I'm gonna try out of room supervision pa lang. No, I'm still a baby.
She's just being
No,
humble.
promise. Don't jinx it, girl. Wala pa.
Okay,
Ako wala ng certificate ko. But anyway.
But I think that's just one of the example how you can actually grow your career as a nurse here in UK.
Yeah, in the UK.
And that's something, as what Teresa have said, something that you need to actually explore in yourself
Yes,
as a nurse
yes.
on what you really want to do. With
Actually,
with
yun nga din.
career.
In general, here in the UK, I think the country is helping us. It helped me a lot in knowing myself better and being like a bit, hindi ba, ako pa yung type na hindi ako masyadong nagsispeak up. Pero now, I learned how to somehow. And then, yeah, it's just allowing me to become the person who I want to be. Parang ganon.
And then-
In general, like in
general,
life, in profession, in everything.
And it gave you the confidence to
I
do
think
those
so.
things.
I think
Because
so,
You know
yeah.
that when you speak up, people will actually listen to you. You might not always get the
not
answer.
really. Yeah.
You might not always get the answer that you want, but you know that you can speak up, so you're confident to say those things.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Nice, huh?
now let's talk about money, finances.
My topic.
Your favorite
My
topic.
favorite topic. My love of my life. The love of my life. No, I love money talaga.
Who doesn't love money? I also love money.
Oh, sige, go. What about money?
Oh yes. What about money? So in UAE,
Actually, okay.
because earlier you said that they don't put any taxes on
Yes.
your sweldo, on your sahod.
Yes. You know what? Surprisingly, even though I don't have taxes there, they would really lure you to create a loan, blah, blah, blah.
Oh.
And I think during that time, because I was still younger, I took the risk
Yes.
of creating a loan and then started a business. So I was like 26, 27. So in the UAE, I must say that hindi ako masyadong nakasave in the UAE. because I invested in business. But it allowed me to try because ever since I want to be an entrepreneur. And then of course, I knew na parang they're telling if you're gonna create a business, if you're gonna start up a business, make sure na you're ready to fail. And that's what happened. So in the UAE, I was like, my money was like, I can enjoy, I can do things that I want, but I'm paying off debts that time because of the loan.
Yes.
But all in all, maybe if you're not the type who would like risk it all for a business, makakaipon ka. UAE is a very good country na if you're planning to save a lot of money, you can do it there. You can do it there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how about, because here we are actually paying our own bills. It's
Yes.
also same in UAE. Kasi, correct me if I'm wrong, there are some hospitals that people are saying that they're actually leaving, the hospitals are paying for the rent, or is that
No,
Saudi?
actually, the benefits for the government in the UAE is very, very good. So, a lot of times, yung house is paid by the government.
Okay.
And then, transport as well. Yeah, so a lot of benefits for the government. But it's very different when it comes to private hospital. Because I was the one paying for my own bills. So, house, transport, and everything. The good thing about UAE, whenever you plan to go home, it's once a year. The company will pay for your airfare plus 1 month paid leave.
Wow. But
Yes.
is that applicable for both public and
Yes,
private
yes, yes, yes,
hospitals?
yes. I think it's more for the government. The benefits for government is really good in the UAE. So, if you want to work there, go for the UAE. Pero medyo mas, what do you call this? It's not as easy. It's a bit harder to get in a government hospital. I forgot why. Pero,
Or do you
yeah.
think they're more stricter when
Yes.
it comes to the requirements?
Yes, I think so.
And how about the UK? Now that you're living here in UK, because you're renting.
Yes. I
She's
don't
living
know
on her
why.
own. She doesn't
I don't know
have
why.
any people living with her. She's living on her own. So how do you find UK when it comes to your finances?
Because a lot of tax. I was telling my mom, Mommy, why did you pass on this kind of generation wherein it's everything is hard. Adulting,
Sige, mga boomers. It's because of you boomers, that's why we're pressured to do all these things.
correct. Sobrang hard na adulting, yung paying your own bills and everything. But I don't know why, because maybe you have more time to earn money. I mean, here kasi, it's the salary is not that high, pero yung bilihin lang,
So can you say it's affordable?
it's affordable no? It's
Yeah, I think it's affordable.
I don't know.
In UK, I'm basing this in the Philippines, yeah. So if you're a nurse in UK, when I was still working as a nurse in the Philippines, earning only 14,000 pesos a month.
oh, parang ko 7,000 no? Huy, 14 ka. Ay, nga, kasi twice pala ako sumasahod.
So, you would never have, you weren't able to...
Hoy, wait lang! 14,000 ka? Parang 7,000 lang ang sahod ko sa
Girl,
Pinas.
kailan ka umalis ng Pinas?
Okay, fine. Oh, kahit na, hindi mo ganun katagal. Okay, sorry
full-time
na.
ako
Full time din naman ako. Okay, game. I-confirm ko nga yan.
Ay, yeah, you confirm mo kaya.
Okay.
Yeah, so, pag 14,000 pesos lang yung sahod mo, as a nurse sa Pinas, you can never eat in a good restaurant.
Actually.
Para sa akin,
tipid mode ka.
Yes, you're always tipid mode. Kasi sa akin, I also need to share it with my family. So, yung pera ko, hindi lang sa akin. I need to share it with my family. So, ang natitira sa akin, usually good for a month is, I'll be lucky enough if I have like 5,000 for myself. And I need to pay for my transportation. Syempre, kain natin. So, but here in UK, I have noticed that even though, as what you've said, hindi ganun kalaki yung sahod natin, you can still enjoy your life.
Yes, actually, no?
You can eat in fancy restaurants.
Actually.
You can go and travel to Europe on different places.
Correct.
And even buy expensive stuff.
Correct. Oo, we were able to do that here. Now I'm trying to think how come we can do it here when the money or salary is not that big. I think bakit nga ba? Help me here.
ba?
Help me
Is it
here.
because
Bank? We do banks?
I think that's one advantage as well. When we say bank, it's an extra shift that we actually
Yeah,
take.
yeah.
And the pay is more than the normal shifts. Correct me if I'm wrong.
For me, no naman. A bit.
A bit. But I think you learn to actually know where to put your money and to prioritize.
Maybe. Yeah.
Especially
Or maybe,
Kasi,
Shanti, let's be honest. It's not that super low naman the salary of nurses. Somehow, it's really okay. It's not high, pero it's a good paying job naman.
it's a good paying job. And I think it actually helps you to learn how to handle your finances.
I think so. Maybe we just know now how to handle finances. That's why we're living like that's why we feel like we can afford things. I'm trying to think, ano yung difference ng, no, I feel like kasi talagang financially responsible na ako even before.
Oh, okay.
Kasi even though I created loan sa UAE,
you were able to pay it off.
I was able to pay it off before I came here. And then, I remember rin siguro, because we were together for how many years, nung nag-start kami dito sa UK. So, our expenses were less. Because we're living in a shared house. Own rooms, pero shared house. It really helped us na parang mag-start. Mag-start up.
So, makapag-ipon to start.
To be living like this now. Siguro, maybe that's the reason then.
Yeah, because actually, UK did really taught me about how to manage my finances.
Yes, it will really teach you how to manage your finances. Because if not, you will, I think you'll struggle.
You'll struggle through.
In general. Parang sabi namin, favorite namin yung money. Pero parang kasing, I just couldn't identify, parang hindi ko siya maisap kung paano nga na mas okay ang finances ko dito. Definitely.
Mas okay yung finances.
I think, maybe because in the UAE, I was still starting.
It could be. It could be one of the reasons.
So, it was my first time handling my own money. And then, in the UAE, I was, kasi maybe you will relate to this. Because when you go abroad, first time going abroad, parang your family would expect you to give them money. So, I think that's why na parang hindi ako masyadong makaipon sa UAE. And then also, I remember, yung first hospital ko doon, 6 months delayed ang salary.
Wow.
So, I don't know how I survived, but I survived. Well, maybe that's why I feel like I'm more capable here in the UK because of the circumstances back in the UAE that I was giving to my parents, giving back to family, and then because you're a first-time OFW, you feel like you're gonna give boxes, then all goods are there, and then you feel obliged to give to someone na hindi naman din talaga. So yeah, maybe the difference is my thinking before and my thinking now have changed.
Yeah, so when you were in UAE, you were still a baby, still getting to know how to handle your finances,
yes, learning.
Knowing where actually to put your money.
Yes.
And now that you've moved in UK, you now know how to do
handle.
those things.
Yes.
And I'm guessing also knowing when to say no and to
Yes.
say yes.
Yes, that's
on where
very,
to
very
put your
difficult.
money.
That's very, very important. It's learning how to prioritize yourself too.
Kung sa iba ba yung tinatawag na intentional spending.
Oh, intentional spending. For yourself?
Yeah, for yourself.
Because we need it naman talaga. We deserve it.
You don't just buy things because I want to buy those things. So, yung kung saan mo nilalagay yung pera mo, intentional na yun. Na actually, this money is for my bills. I'm gonna put this in my bills.
I think maturity when handling money is really important. Yeah, but I'm very proud of myself, na even though I'm struggling at times, because I'm living a life here in the UK wherein hindi siya ganun kamura. Paying my own rent and my car, my bills, my everything, my food na hindi ako masyadong nagluluto. Pero I'm struggling, but I'm not gipit. You know that feeling. And I could share pa.
I think that's really good. And when hindi ka nagigipit sa pera, that's when you know that you are actually handling your finances finances really well.
I don't wanna jinx
Kasi
it, pero I feel like I
hindi
am.
ka na zero before your payday.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
No.
Pero hindi rin naman ako sobra-sobra.
Oo, tama lang. Nasa tama.
Sakto lang.
Sakto lang.
Parang, I give myself, I'm kind to myself lang din talaga, na part ng earnings ko is I make sure na parang it goes na sa happiness ko din.
Oo.
Sharing and at the same time,
for yourself, which is very important
Yeah.
because you worked hard for that
Yes.
money. And
Yes.
you need to give that money back sa sarili mo din.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so now that we've talked about all those things, now that you're here in the UK, what advice can you give to people who are thinking of maybe I need to move to another country to experience growth? Like, what are the things that they should consider before moving to a new country?
Actually, yan talagang question na hindi ko mag-gets. Ulitin mo.
So,
Bigyan ka nga ng example. I don't know the answer. Ano ba yan? I don't know the answer.
Nasa Pinas ako. Ang liit ng sahod ko, 14,000 lang. Kung pumunta ko ng UK, tataas sahod ko. More growth. So, yung mga dapat mo i-consider before lumipat sa ibang country.
I think you should be prepared enough na to make sure na you would accept that each country are different. Each people are different. Ang laking adjustment nun na parang very diverse ang pupuntahan mong place. So, make sure na you're prepared to accept and respect the country.
Yeah, that's a really good point because I don't think everyone would think of those things. Kasi ang una mong iisipin is, magkano ba ang i-earn ko doon sa country na yun? But that's really good because sometimes the culture,
You should be mentally and emotionally prepared to start living abroad. I don't like to term it actually to be working abroad, but you also need to live abroad, not just to work in abroad. So living abroad is really important.
That's really good way of looking into things before
Yes.
considering even moving to a different, kahit hindi country, maybe in a different city.
Place.
Because you need to know how to live in that city in order for you to grow.
Yeah.
So, emotional,
Mental
preparedness.
Yes.
Should we also say financial as well?
Of course, it's always part of why you're gonna leave your comfort and your families back home, diba? It's more on because you're gonna think about how much will I earn there? Will this provide me better life, better chances, better opportunities or experiences? So of course, you should always consider money. Kung tingin mong worth it yung salary na makukuha mo doon. So, it's really important to research before going to another country. And then, as I've said earlier, diba, parang i-compare mo si America and si UK. I know what I want. I want work-life balance.
Yes.
And constantly, very constant kong naririnig sa mga feedbacks. And even sa I'm reading some feedback, comments online, work-life balance is really different in the UK. That's why I chose to come here. And no regrets at all. So, it's really up to you kung ano ba talaga ang goal mo in life. And what's your goal in going to that country. So, those are the things. Make sure that you know what you want.
Yeah.
And what are you doing it for.
That's really good.
Yes.
What you want and why are you doing these things? Because that will be your driving force
Yes.
to actually continue what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's really
Money is a big thing, but you won't earn that money if you don't have the correct
and you won't enjoy.
Yes. That's important thing. You should always think of enjoyment, living, not just surviving.
Yes. And not just working and working.
Correct. Saan ba tayo mapunta? Nag-Italy na kami.
Paris na kami.
Napikon ka sa init.
Napikon siya kasi yung
Hindi yan. Kasi naman Anyway, yes.
Anyway, now that you've mentioned all those things, what are the lessons that you have learned while working and living abroad?
Lessons that I learned living abroad. Oh, parang nakaka-emo naman tong question na to. Lessons for me, Because when coming here, can I just say na yung personal reasons ko of coming here, syempre I told you, driving forces money. And then also, kasi growing up, I really have like sense of high independence. So I want to learn, I want to know myself better. I love doing things alone and blah, blah, blah. So for me, I think, lesson for me is, parang nawala ako.
Lessons for you, you're an independent woman.
Yeah, I'm an independent woman. And parang learning to know yourself better and making your life more meaningful living abroad. As I've said earlier, it's not just working abroad, it's living it and enjoying what you earn for. And make sure na parang you always keep something for yourself. Don't give everything to everyone. I want to share na parang, I'm still sharing sa family ko, sa loved ones ko, and whenever I think of it, I want to spend beautiful moments with them. Sharing is there, but make sure that you keep something for yourself as an OF, as someone who's living abroad, because it's not easy at all. It will challenge you holistically. Wow, holistically?
Totoo yun. Kasi kung nasa abroad ka, sino ang tutulong sa'yo? Yeah, you have your friends with you who can help you. Pero yung pag nagipit ka, sino yung tutulong sa'yo? Ikaw lang din, diba?
Correct.
That's why you always need to make sure na may matitira for yourself.
And for me, I feel like another important thing na kailangan talaga is always being grateful and thankful for all your blessings. Hindi smooth sailing and all good ang pag-abroad.
Yeah.
But as long as you're very thankful, keep your faith. That's very, very important. I think that's the number one pala. What I learned living abroad. Because most of the time, it's lonely. You would know that when you came here, you were alone. She's naloloka siya at times. So, but I feel like the three of us, Carla, hi again, Carla. I think it really helped us a lot that we have that faith in God.
Yes.
And we are thankful and grateful people. So, number one thing that I learned is to keep your faith. It's really, really important. It keeps you sane. It keeps you safe and protected. And it gives you like, it allows you to experience life and enjoy life. Faith, number one.
That's really, those are such nice words.
Yo.
And it's true, things that you really need to consider before living abroad, because maybe some of us won't be comfortable living their comfort zone.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
your comfort zone is your family
Yeah.
or where you are right now. And
Yeah.
that's fine. That's okay. And
Yeah.
if you're thinking if maybe I need to move to this country or to this city, think how you will be if you make that big move or big change.
Correct. But you know what? One of the reasons as well why I like to move abroad, cheesy siya, pero I don't want kasi my parents to worry about me pa. Parang I want
When you
to
get
show
old?
them, in general, like I want to make them proud. Like I
that
want
you're
to,
independent.
yes, that I can live naman a beautiful and kind life. I want them not to worry about me. I want them na parang, that's how I want to give back to them. Na parang, hello, napalaki niyo po ako ng ganito. Parang ganun.
Letting your parents know that they've actually raised you
Sana ganun.
confident,
Sana ganun na-feel nila. No?
confident, beautiful woman, Miss Universe.
Miss Endoscopy. Cry na. Ano ba yan? Yun.
But maganda yun. Kasi for someone who's first time, who left the Philippines for the first time, worked and lived abroad, it really makes a big difference. Because you get to know yourself, you get to know your limitations in life, and you will learn how to love yourself.
Correct.
As well.
Ikaw, what do you think na parang pinaka-greatest lesson mo?
Greatest loss, ang dami because
Greatest nga, di ba?
pwede madami.
Basta ako face, ha? Huwag mo kakapihin yung face. Keep the faith, no copying.
Hindi pala po tayo na-copy. Greatest lesson, I think, it's learning how to say no.
Oh,
I learned how to say no when when I was already living abroad, because I'm such a people pleaser that I want everyone to be happy even though I'm not happy. So I learned the value of saying no it's not easy if you're a people pleaser, but once you start saying no to people and you say yes to what brings you joy in life, it makes big difference. And then as what you've said, you learn to be grateful.
Yes, yes. I always tell her that naman na parang she needs to love herself more. Kasi
Yeah.
deserve naman na self-love
Yeah,
talaga. She's very giving kasi and everything.
Yeah,
She's very motoyo. She's very, ang tawag doon, yung hot and cold siya, pero she's very giving.
That's why we're friends. Yes.
Yeah, so yun. Konting pakikilala lang kay Shanti. Medyo moody siya, pero
Hindi mo siya it's a Gemini thing.
Gemini thing, alright. Buti lang di ba ako?
It's a Gemini thing.
Nag-swak naman.
And then the Gemini just say, no, it's not.
Yeah, but I think saying no when it's needed, it's very important.
Yes.
Well done to you.
Well done.
Well done.
I'll hug
Well
myself for that. Let's hug ourselves.
Yeah.
So, last question.
Yeah.
If there's one thing that you want to change in all this process, ano yun? Like, would you rather, if you were to choose, would you rather have work in UK for the first time when
Not at
not
all.
moved to UAE?
You know what? Very cliche man ang answer ko. But as a lot of people are telling, they don't like to change anything in their lives. Kasi I'm here, you know what? I keep on telling, I'm very, very, ayoko ma-jinx sarili ko, pero you're one of the people na parang I cried too when I feel like I am being blessed and I was scared na parang mawala yung blessings. Pero I feel like I won't appreciate it that much, yung blessings na nakukuha ko ngayon, if hindi ko napagdaanan, if my experience were different, my experiences were different. So I feel like, cliche man yung answer, wala akong maisip. Siguro love life meron, pero other things wala. In general, wala akong masyadong maisip.
You are...
Or maybe kasi nga mahal ko yung pera, 'di ba? If ninamnam ko na lang kaysa nag-open ako ng business. Pero feeling ko naman part naman talaga. Parang proud pa rin ako na masasabi na I was able to open up a business and fail. Even though na-fail siya.
At
I'm
least
still
you tried.
proud.
Yeah,
Yes,
you wouldn't know unless you tried.
Yes, and na parang nakapag ka lang ng million in your life and you were on your 20s. It's achievement. Parang yeah.
You are where you are right now because of
the
all
experience.
the things that happened to you and the experience.
Lord, please, huwag niyo pong agaw. Huwag niyo pong kunin.
No, the Lord will bless us more.
Amen.
Amen. So we're ending our vlog. No, our podcast for today. Thank you for watching and listening to I Want to Talk. Bye.
Bye.
Please subscribe, like, and comment.
Bye.